What's up, birdies? I am not so much making a house call today. I just like the experience of doing this because something that really cranks my tractor is putting an engine back together, building an engine, engine work. I don't know, I just like doing it. So my birdie, he don't need any of my knowledge. He's got all the knowledge, okay? He knows way more than me. He's been doing this for a long time. He used to have a side business. He used to run out of his garage. Somebody would bring something over, and on his own time, he'd get it fixed, get it back running, get the transmission worked on, differential. I mean, you name it. Something like I can say about this guy is he's not scared to bust out his computer, jump down the rabbit holes, figure out what the fail point was, what can he do to fix it, and try to make it not happen no more. So this is the only person in my experience. I pulled up at his house, and he's had a Power Stroke diesel engine torn down right there in his garage. So some things that like I've never done before, I wasn't comfortable with, really just needed a concrete pad. He's helped me out with some stuff like swapping a rear end out of old G20 van that I had. But like I said, he knows stuff. And right now he bought one of those small skid steer. It's not one that's got a chair in it. It's one you ride on the back of. A lot of people call them a dingo, but it's not a dingo brand. It's actually a Bobcat. It's got a 3-cylinder Kubota engine, and it's got a hole in the block because of Rodney. Rodney went knocking, okay? Piston rod let go. I don't know if it let go at the wrist pin, the middle, or at the crankshaft, but it put a hole in the block. So he picked up another engine, same 3-cylinder Kubota. It's a non-turbo diesel, and he would turn it over, and he said it would lock up after about 90 degrees. So what's your first thought there? That's a bent push rod, right? He took the head off, and one of the pistons is busted in half. So he said I'd have to see it to believe it. So I'm heading over there now. I guess I'm going to see it. But he took the engine down to a local guy that does machine work. He's already had the machine work done on it. They bored it 20 over. Got everything flattened out, and ready for reassembly. So last I talked to him was about 2 days ago, and he was at the point of setting the ring gap. So I don't know if he's waiting on me to come over to get this on the video, but we'll find out in a minute when we pull up. And gonna get a 3-cylinder Kubota engine. Now I am curious about these engines because it seems with the non-turbo, it's probably not direct injection. It's only non-turbo diesels I've ever seen were more like an indirect, like the throttle body. So I don't know the situation there, but I don't understand how like a rod let go. Why did a piston bust in half? This ain't a drag car motor. This ain't like some high output thing. It should be something that's kind of low compression, just something that's reliable that'll crank up every time you need it. One of those things that lasts forever. But looking into the PM schedule on it, there's some specific things that you've got to follow, apparently exactly to the schedule. Otherwise, rods start letting go and pistons start busting in half. But anyways, a couple minutes we're going to be pulling up and getting our hands greasy, hopefully. Birdie out. What's up, birdies? You got a birdie? So this is it. This is the 3-cylinder Kubota engine. Mm-hmm. So it's a non-turbo. Is it direct or indirect?
Indirect injection.
Indirect injection. And it goes in his tiny little Bobcat. What's it called?
It's a mini skid steer.
Mini skid steer.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us about what you got going on here?
Yeah, so Kubota D902, 3-cylinder diesel engine, and of course corresponding head, and then various other parts we got going on here. But this engine had a bent bent piston rod. You can see that one there.
Okay.
So piston broke and wedged in the cylinder and caused the rod to bend. The initial cause is really unknown. There was some fluid on top of the piston when I pulled the head off, so we can assume the head was leaking and maybe we compressed water and that's what caused the bend. Really not sure. But this block is bored 20 over because we had a scratch in the cylinder wall, so we had to rebore it, oversized pistons, new mains and main crank bearings. Waiting on rod bearings to come in, that's why I can't put it back together right now. I'm missing that piece. I need to put pistons in next and set my time. And yeah, then we're ready to put the head back on and start putting all the rest of the pieces on.
Okay. So there's differences in diesel engines and gas engines. One's the fuel pressure, the oil pressure, and everything else. So this is your regular diesel engine. It's got a higher pressure than a gas burner.
Right, and it's all mechanical. So
So it's a 0.9 liter. What's the power output on it?
I think it's a 23 and a half or 24 horsepower, somewhere in that neighborhood. Pretty small.
That makes sense if it got water up in the top of it.
Yeah.
That caused some issues.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking did it, but
Liquids don't compress, y'all.
no. No, and things break when they do.
So, yeah, you got anything else?
No, I mean, like I said, it's purely mechanical. The only electronics on it are your glow plugs, a few sensors, and then the fuel shutoff valve, which is here. This little solenoid here actually controls an arm off the injection pump, and that's how you stop and start the machine. So this pulls back and opens the fuel supply, and then as you spin the motor over, it compresses the fuel, and boom, you get ignition. When you're done, this guy just shuts off, and you basically just started the fuel to shut it off. Otherwise, it would just run. Doesn't need a battery per se.
Okay.
So, pretty solid little design, really.
All right, then.
Yep.
All right, so here this thing is. That's the engine that's got the hole in the block.
Got a hole in the side of the block.
All right. So what's happening under here?
So, yeah, I mean, just tiny little Kubota engine, turning some hydraulic pumps, running that belt. And that supplies all your fluid pressure for your tracks and for your tilt and boom system. Really simple machine, honestly. The hydraulic linkages are a little complicated because there's a lot of mechanical pieces that are moving and pivoting, but aside from that, it's really pretty simple. Little fuel tank in the front. It's missing the radiator. I got another one on order, and got to put the radiator back in. It'll be right here, of course, and then hydraulic cooler up here, which is fine, so don't have to do anything there.
So basically the engine is only running the hydraulic pumps.
That's right.
So it's hydraulic steering, it's hydraulic boom,
Yep.
lift, all that. So your controls is just up here.
Yeah.
Just telling where the fluid where to go.
Yeah, and I've got some of this apart right now, but yeah, I mean, you got your basic stuff, right? Your boom and your tilt, and then the steering is actually kind of neat. This little piece here actually pivots, so you just simply grab this and turn, and the machine will turn for you. And this is your forward and backward, so you just grab this. So you just run it with two hands like that.
All right. So with it being a 20 horse engine, like that's more than enough to run some pumps.
For sure. I mean, the capacity on the lift, I think, it's up here 550 pound lift, which I know they'll lift a little more than that because these cylinders are actually bigger than the ones on my tractor, and it would lift 1,000. So
Yeah, that's probably got a little bit of safety rating in there involved.
I'm sure.
That's it, y'all. But if you did turn the engine up, you'd probably start blowing some hydraulic lines or putting too much strain on the pumps and things like that. So
bend things.
20 is probably more than enough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you got your injection pump cam. So this is what's actually pushing up on the lifters on the bottom of the injection pump, and that's part of your time. Then you've got this retainer here with 2 bolts that actually holds that bearing and shaft in place. So you can see it kind of gripping it right there. And then you've got this assembly here, this part of your governor. So I've got to hook these springs up to other pieces when we get it done, but basically in a nutshell, this is part of what regulates the idle. So you set it to 2,000 RPM and the engine gets under load, this moves to maintain that 2,000 RPM. And then, like I said, on the timing part of it, you've got little dots that they leave for you. So you got a 1 and a 1, a 2 and a 2, and a 3 and a 3. And that's how you set your time between all the gears. So it's really simple. And again, you know, being a whole gear system, this is all bathed in oil inside a cover, so it's really reliable. You don't really have problems with this stuff.
Versus a chain that
Right.
could stretch, jump time,
Yeah.
or a belt that could break.
And tensioners fail, right?
Yeah.
That's really the root of the problem.
This is basically zero maintenance.
Right.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and you're done. So, really neat little piece here. And after we do this, we got to put the injection pump in and get its lifters lined up against this cam inside. Get these springs hooked up, and after that, we get our rod bearings, put our pistons in, connect those, and then we'll put the head on it.
All right, then.